Real quick, before we get into the goodness, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you're notified to every time we upload a video. Appreciate you. As one of my favorite wrestlers, LA Knight, would say,
"Let me talk to you."
what I want to talk about is expounding upon the point that I made in a previous segment, and that is marginalized people. But I don't want to talk about exactly who's marginalized. I want to talk about who's doing the marginalizing. Terry Crews said, "We must be careful not to let Black Lives Matter become Black Lives Better." And we didn't. Right now, what we're going through since the passing of Almighty Saint Floyd, we now have a thing called black privilege. Oh, it won't be mentioned out loud. It won't be said. But black folks now know that they have a thing that lets them get away with damn near murder. You know what? I take that back. It lets them get away with murder. If you look at the cities that have deemed being black some kind of, I don't know what the to call it. Being black is a, oh, you poor thing condition. Look at the cities like New York, Chicago, Seattle, where crimes being committed by black people, horrendous crimes, assault, ag assault, murder, rape, these crimes are not being prosecuted. I know that sounds crazy. And the only reason that they are not being prosecuted is because of black privilege. You're black, so, oh, you poor thing, it's okay. You know, we're gonna do no cash bonds because we know you people, you need some help. You don't have that kind of money to afford the bond that you've earned by doing some heinous. So we're gonna do no cash bonds. What? You tried to push somebody in front of a train? You stabbed somebody? You threatened people's lives? Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take you out the subway. We're gonna put you inside the back of a car, drive you someplace safe for those mean-nosed citizens who are going about their daily business and lives can't bother you again, at least not until tomorrow. We're gonna give you a slap on the wrist and tell you that it's not your fault. That's pretty much the state of in New York. In Chicago, you essentially cannot give chases. You can no longer pursue criminals, even if you see them committing the act and they are actively fleeing from arrest, you are not allowed to pursue. Well, they saw us. Maybe they won't do it next time. What you think there, Bill? Hey, we're the boys in blue. They know better from now on. Ha ha ha. Said no cop or criminal ever. Oh, in Seattle, they have literally said that they can no longer pursue rape cases. They won't even file them because they don't have the manpower to deal with the overwhelming amount of crime. Black privilege. Because in all three of those scenarios, the overwhelming amount of people committing those crimes, about 90+% are black people. But they're black, so, oh, those poor things, don't treat me like a kid. I'm a grown ass man. And so are these monsters committing these heinous ass crimes. These are grown ass people. Or in some cases, they are teenagers making grown ass mistakes. So they should pay grown ass penalties. But it's because they're black, you can't do anything. Now what made me speak out on this is the other day, I got a ticket, no seatbelt. Yeah, what you gonna do? But when the officer came to my window, and I've been pulled over many a time before. When the officer came to my window, he was so friendly and polite, I could feel the apprehension in him. He came, announced himself, gave me his badge number, and then told me why he was pulling me over. And if I could please, he literally said, "And sir, if you could please give me your driver's license and show me how proof of insurance." I mean, the dude was acting like he was terrified to pull me over. And I understood why. Because how many times have we seen it go south? Where they get pulled over for speeding. I mean black people, young black idiots. We get pulled over for speeding and making some kind of racial discrimination thing. And they know they're in the wrong, but they know if they act enough of an ass, they'll get off scot-free. Black privilege is alive, well, and thriving. And it should not be. It should be equal grounds for everyone. It should be harsh penalties for crimes committed. But now we have police officers, the thin blue line between us and chaos, afraid to do their jobs because they don't want to face the repercussions of simply obeying the law. Now, not only do we have black privilege, I hate to admit it, but we got rainbow privilege too. When I say we in this sense, I mean society. There is rainbow privilege. The alphabet mob, you can't even make jokes about them. Ask Dave Chappelle. Oh, they say they want to be treated like everybody else, but when you do, you're a homophobe, you're a transphobe. When you don't agree with their lifestyle, you're all kinds of ists and phobes. And they know this. Haven't y'all seen the videos of members of the rainbow community, the alphabet mob, acting an ass in Starbucks, losing their f***ing minds because they know they'll get away with it? All they gotta do is scream, transgender, non-binary, I'm an avocado. Doesn't matter. That's the rainbow privilege. Hell, look at Ezra Miller. Remember that footage with him? That said, I am non-binary, so you can't search me. Hell, if that's the case, Slick, nobody can. And in that community, that is used for clout and to get away with some really despicable shit. Time and time and time again. Most of these people that are in the news right now claiming transgender are only doing it to take advantage of the system. What's that bullshit artist name? Leah Thomas, fake ass female swimmer. You think it's just a coincidence that he was ranked somewhere between 1 and 300? I forgot exactly where. When he was a male swimmer, then became a female swimmer and shot to number 1. What about the dude that entered the skate competition of girls and won because he couldn't beat out other dudes? The marathoner who had previously run a marathon as a man, a short time later runs it as a female and wins the marathon. And the media laps that shit up. That is the biggest problem and the greatest threat. The most ominous weapon in the trans agenda is the mainstream media, because they won't call them out. They'll cheer them on. Rainbow privilege. So if you want to talk about who's really marginalized here, I'll go on and say it. It's the normies, regular people. We're marginalized. We are oppressed. We are on the periphery, because when normal people voice complaints and concerns about this kind of shit, we get yelled down. When we say that people who commit crimes should go to jail, oh, we're racist. We're not understanding of the black plight. Hell, even myself, I get called worse than racist. Oh, I'm an Uncle Tom. Oh, I'm a sellout. All because I believe in the power of black people and want us to do better. I truly believe in Martin Luther King's vision of equality, and I wanted every man treated equal. So that makes me all those negative things. It doesn't bother me because, they can't whoop me, so f*** them. Same thing goes with the rainbow privilege. You're a transphobe. You're a homophobe. I don't want you indoctrinating our children. I don't believe that as a man you should be competing against women. I don't believe as a man you should be going inside a woman's bathroom, a woman's locker room. And for those common sense points, you got to be a homophobe or a transphobe. And those voices are very loud, which makes normal people marginalized. So I don't want to hear about the bull coming from the lefties, the wokies, the rainbow community, the alphabet mob, and these ignorant ass Nah, y'all aren't the marginalized group, partner. Us regular people, yeah, we're the ones shouted down and oppressed, and we're the ones being treated as outcasts and criminals. Yo, if you want to hear the rest, make sure you check out our podcast. You can find us on all your favorite podcast platforms. That is iHeart, Pandora, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Plus, if you want to reach us, drop us a line. You can find us at freemindthinkers2022@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about us. Leave a comment below and share the video with as many people as you can. I greatly appreciate that. This is your man, Big Brother Tucker. See you on the other side. And always remember, never be afraid to think differently.